Taiwan. I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's military is wrapping up coastal defense drills in the country's east. It's been over 30 years since it conducted similar exercises in this area, highlighting the growing threat from China. Jaime Okan reports.
Taiwanese Marines preparing for a coastal defense exercise. For the first time in 34 years, the military is carrying out these drills on this beach on Taiwan's east coast. Taiwan usually carries out these exercises on the west coast, facing China. But in recent years, Beijing has stepped up military activity in waters off the east of Taiwan, operating more naval ships in that area. Taiwan soldiers are now trying to adapt and boost their combat readiness as the threat evolves.
东岸已经不是我们安全的后花园，相对来讲，有可能东岸也会变成駁火的战场。所以其实对我们来讲的话，我们的所有的防卫都要去依据解放军现在实力的一个变化去做调整。
Coastal defense is a huge part of Taiwan's overall defense strategy, as it's an island nation. For decades, Taiwan has been preparing to defend against an all-out invasion from China, which has vowed to take it by force if necessary. As part of its defensive preparations, the military has identified roughly 20 beaches that China would most likely try to land troops on to attack Taiwan. These are known as red beaches. Now, while the majority of these red beaches are on the west coast facing China, a few of them are on the east coast. Wednesday's drills on Xijingtan Beach focus on repelling an attack. It's a prime target because it's close to two major airfields. Analysts say protection of these airports is vital for Taiwan to stay in the fight. Taiwan conducts multiple coastal defense exercises every year across the country. But the evolving threat from China shows that it must continue to adapt to the changing situation, making sure it can repel an attack from any direction. Chris Ma and Jaime Okan for TaiwanPlus.
For the first time, meat eating has overtaken grains in the typical Taiwanese diet. Xiaoliuqiu finds out why.
A vegetarian's paradise, no more. Taiwan used to have the world's third highest rate of vegetarianism. Thanks to a long tradition of Buddhism and Taoism, 1 in 10 people here used to not eat meat. But now the trend seems to be shifting. Taiwanese people ate more meat than rice or any other grain last year for the first time. On average, most people's daily energy intake came from animal protein containing just under 422 calories, while grains accounted for around 417 calories. Chicken saw the biggest leap, dethroning pork as Taiwan's favorite meat.
我们鸡腿好像几乎早上都会被订光，所以是限量的。对，然后蛮多人晚上来的时候都买不到。
因为肉很好吃，猪肉、鸡肉吧，一直都是这样吃。
应该大部分，但是我自己是全部都喜欢吃。对，我没有挑食，所以我觉得要有肉跟菜，我那一餐才会比较刚好这样。
Taiwan's Department of Animal Industry says the increase is because of a growth in gym culture.
就是因为平常都有在吃鸡肉或鱼肉，然后也是尽量在运动之后就是多补充蛋白质，这样子。然后但是纤维或水果就也会跟着一起。
But there is concern that a growth in meat consumption may contribute to widespread health problems.
红肉的话，它容易造成我们的就是心血管疾病的一个风险上升。
Higher meat consumption also contributes to the climate crisis, with animal agriculture being the second major source of greenhouse gas emissions.
气候变迁也是变成一个很及时，我们马上要面对的问题，大家都可以贡献。那个贡献就是你要从这个蔬食的多选择蔬食开始。
For a country whose staple diet has long been grains and veggies, the rise in meat consumption may come as a surprise. But with more young Taiwanese people exploring modern global lifestyles, Taiwan's long-standing vegetarianism may become a relic of the past. Howard Zhang and Sally Jensen in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers have visited Japan's Fukushima nuclear power plant for the first time since the country began releasing wastewater into the Pacific Ocean in August. The release of the mildly radioactive treaty water is controversial. Neighboring countries like Taiwan, South Korea, and China have raised concerns or protested Tokyo's decision. The Fukushima plant was damaged during the tsunami after a massive earthquake off Japan's coast in 2011. The water was used to keep the reactors from melting down. The U.S. Nuclear Energy Monitoring Agency approved the release of the water and sent scientists to take samples from the area along with international observers.
Well, I think it's important that we come here and we see exactly how it's done. I think everything has been very open and transparent, so we've been able to watch the fish coming in off the boats, being landed, and then being packed for samples.
A study by Greenpeace shows that fish populations around Taiwan's Xiaoliuqiu island have plummeted, and visitors to the tourist hotspot may only be part of the problem. Bryn Thomas has the details.
Off the shores of a popular tourist spot on Taiwan's south coast, fish populations are in troubled waters. A recent study by environmental group Greenpeace shows that Xiaoliuqiu Island's main draw, its abundant coral reefs and fish, are in decline. It shows that an average of only about one fish can be found per square meter of water near the island's popular vase rock. That's down from around 2.5 in 2010. It's part of a trend seen across other spots around the island. The study also described coral reefs at some of these spots as being dysfunctional and deteriorating, and that impacts fish diversity and health.
其他的地方都不到1只鱼，其实数量是非常的少，而且体长也非常的小，它平均只有5到7公分，鱼类的资源都呈现下降的这个趋势。
The drop in fish numbers and size comes after a spike in tourism to the small island. Greenpeace says it's not sustainable. They're calling on Taiwan's government to take action before the island's ecosystem and its tourism industry are damaged beyond repair. But experts say the influx of tourists is only part of the problem.
那小琉球反而是雪上加霜，就是人为的污染破坏非常的多，那又再加上气候变迁的冲击的话，所以它现在衰退的非常严重。
The combination of booming tourism and the worsening climate crisis have thrown Xiaoliuqiu's coastal ecosystem into dire straits. And experts say that without quick action, visitors may soon find that there are not plenty of fish in the sea. Andy Xue and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Agriculture Ministry has developed an artificial intelligence sound recognition tool that can identify different types of animal. Laura Stewart has this report.
This is an eastern barn owl. Scientists know this not because they can see it, but because they can hear it. Called Xiaoliuqiu, this artificial intelligence sound detection tool was developed by the Agriculture Ministry's Institute of Biodiversity, and it can identify 184 animal species based on the sounds they make. This is a big help for collecting data on the fauna that live in an area. A camera can only capture large animals that happen to pass in front of the lens, but sound detection is a lot more comprehensive. And the new AI tool can process 1 hour of recordings in 1 minute, significantly cutting down on the time researchers spend on analysis.
我们先把声音呢转换成频谱图，然后我们建制了一个模型，这个模型可以去侦测这个图里面有哪个地方有像声音的样子，然后它是什么声音。
The AI tool can detect birds, frogs, and some mammals with over 90% accuracy. It's now also being trained to detect bats, which make sounds that humans can't hear.
人耳听不到，但是机器录得到，所以我们也开始训练Xiaoliuqiu。它Xiaoliuqiu目前已经会25种蝙蝠的超音波的回声定位声音了。
Xiaoliuqiu is currently being used to collect biodiversity data in Taiwan's national parks and for research on eastern barn owls. Better yet, it's a free and publicly available tool, one with the potential to be used by academics and conservationists to add to our understanding of Taiwan's diverse wildlife. Leon Lien and Laurel Stewart for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching today's What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we leave you with images from the opening of the 2023 Art Taipei Expo. I'm Ethan Liu, and I'll see you next time.